Last video I said I was gonna make a Thanksgiving journal out of one of my Trifold journals, and I did. So I thought I would do a flip through. I did not make a cover for it. I just used an old traveler's notebook cover. And I think eventually, once I have more of these, I may just make a big book of all of them, especially if I stick with like seasonal themes. I think that would be cool. But anyway, let's dive in and I will talk a little bit about how I made each page. So for our cover, or first page, this is from a calendar, and then I just have the words gratitude and the story that I cut out. And then here I just collaged like some scraps and wrote the word celebrate. And then here I used some of my marbled paper to cover up all of my junk mail that is the base of this journal. And I wrote wandering into the kitchen, which I felt like played in nicely with the swirls. So over here I have some journaling there. This journal is a great example of a lot of hidden journals. So something I did in this little pocket is I did like 14 Novembers ago, 20 Thanksgiving ago. I made a little bookmark again out of some of my old marbled papers. And when I was making this journal, it was interesting because there's a lot of things that I don't remember even really doing for Thanksgiving until I started making this. Because I've never made like a Thanksgiving specific journal before. So here we have a turkey that I cut out. Behold the power of gravy. I think that is my favorite part of Thanksgiving. Kiss the cook. I have a picture from a magazine of sunflowers. A quote that says, give thanks for a little and you will find a lot. And then wherever you go, there you are. And this is where the journal starts getting very fun. So here I just have autumn and some words I cut out on a collage background, a little bit of washi tape. I have a little pocket there with something written. Again, example of where or how you could do hidden journaling if you wanted. Here I just have, again, some more collage stuff. Nothing really too much going on here, but I did leave lots of space, like if I wanted to write or if I want to come back in and add stuff to it later. So here I have a page of gratitude. This was done again covering the junk mail with one of my marbled papers, and then just some words that I'd cut out. So it says lucky in a million ways, and then I cut out things like, you know, that I'm always grateful for. Coffee, family, sweaters, and big books. That's pretty much all I need to get by. And then, so there's that. This is my turkey from our magazine reads video, if you remember that. I found a place for that to go. Here I drew a picture of a house and a cat that kind of reminds me of my grandma's house when we were kids, because she always had cats on her front porch. And just some different stuff here that, you know, just has like a little bit of sentimental meaning to me too. And so I got pumpkin pie. And then if you are a fan of the Charlie Brown Thanksgiving special, you will understand why I put toast as essential. And hiding under that is a little turkey with a camera. Did fit a cat in here, of course, and a chicken. If you watched my other glue book flip through, I still have a lot of chicken pictures. This is another picture. I love the fall picture. That came out of a Pittsburgh magazine. And then I used some peacock washi tape because, again, my grandmother had peacocks when we were kids, so it just seemed like it fit in reminiscing on all these Thanksgivings. So I wrote the word wish. I did not have a turkey wishbone, and I thought about writing some stuff in here, and I may still very well write some things there. And then here we come to the strange tale according to the map. And these actually come, I have some printables in my shop where I've gone through all the vintage and antique magazines that I've scanned and kind of like cut words out to make neat little word strips. So those I had because I printed them out to make sure, you know, they would print nicely. This is from a book. It says Taking a Moment, or what that means. I thought that was pretty neat. They call that the respite, otherwise known as a sanity check. So anyway, the strange tale, according to the map, will now make sense. I had this picture of a map out of an old Reader's Digest book that was actually a story about like when they first like discovered and were exploring North America. So that was kind of neat. And it said right here they could sail in either direction. And again, this background page was part of the same story with this. And then I put in some other things that I had either printed out, or I think these were printed out. These are ones I had tested to print, and my printer had clogged nozzles, so I had to reprint it anyway, but it turned out neat. So I drew some boats and ships and that kind of thing. And then here I took, and again from the same word strips that I'd cut out, Riders to the Sea. And then this is like a little boat, and there's little things tucked into it that you can pull out if you wanted. And then on this page, kind of meandering from out of the ocean, I had drawn a turkey up here that looks kind of crazy, and I thought, you know, that kind of reminds me of like the turkeys in the Macy's Day Parade. So I turned that into a parade turkey, and then I wrote some other stuff that we always liked and remembered doing as kids. So I have a TV with the Snoopy, I think it's Snoopy, but there's also the dog show on Thanksgiving Day also. And I had this word phrase that said ask the kids, so that's how we got that page. So on this page it says feed your inner kid, and there I had these pockets that I don't even know where they came from, but I made a little tag that says Crazy Turkey Days, and I had written some stuff on there. And I wrote about the kids' table, which was a awesome big thing when we were kids for Thanksgiving. And then I wrote a little bit more about our different Thanksgiving traditions. And again, if you're ever looking for ideas for hidden journaling, the scribble technique in the back and then like a picture on top, I think is just a nice way to do it. So that's pretty neat. I thought about using ribbon for this, but the turkey, you know, the little gobble, 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 I don't know. The rubber band made more sense. So now we flip over to the next page, and this is really what I love about these trifold journals, is you can just get all lost in here and do any order you like. So on this page, we have a picture that I just thought was very pretty. I wrote the power of gratitude with a cutout strip from a magazine. This was all cut out from magazine, everything on this. And this was just like kind of like stuff I'm grateful for, or if it randomly reminded me of some other Thanksgiving. So you have a pretty big mishmash of things here, but I thought it was pretty neat. There's just little things that, like, you know, every little thing reminds me of something, or like a Thanksgiving tradition or something like that, or even just stuff I'm grateful for. So that was kind of fun to do. And this page used up a lot of my little teeny tiny little things that I'd been saving. So I'm glad I got that cleared out. Close that now. On this page, I just have a collage that says make hay while the sun shines. And I have a sun and a moon and a little chicken there, because again, I still have a bazillion chickens. I don't know why. But, you know, like Thanksgiving is like harvesty, sort of. So that's kind of what I was thinking there. And then this, again, was out of a Pittsburgh magazine that we get. And it had said for fall, you know, look for the red-shouldered hawk. So I thought that was pretty neat, because I had also done this with one of my marbled papers. And again, here's examples of where there's hidden journaling. And honestly, I could not even tell you what this stuff says anymore. So it's a nice way to just, you know, write whatever you want to write or need to write, and it just really blends right into the art. So I thought that was kind of neat. And it kind of goes with the hawks, maybe, you know, they're in the tree. So that's that. I did want to put words here, but I couldn't find any. So if I find some, I definitely will throw them in there. On this side, we have a junk mail envelope. that I made for a little pocket spot. So if I have anything else from Thanksgiving between now and, you know, then, got a place to stash it. And then on this page, another one of the marbled papers to cover up what I had. I do have printables of all my marbled papers. If you would like those, they are available. But these are actually the originals because I have just so many of them. And so this was a little thing that I had cut out from a magazine. I like the last sentence the best. It says, "Through our friends, you teach us what a privilege it is to wipe away each other's tears." And I just thought that was so sweet. So tuck that in there. And then on our next page, I have a little, just like a flap up here. And I'd written, "I'm glad we don't have to go anywhere for Turkey Day." And that is because when you open this flap, you'll see I did the over the river through the woods. And I had just, you know, drawn and written and really hadn't put a lot of thought into what I was doing. But I know like a lot of people are traveling. Even right now while I'm making this video, I'm waiting for family to come in. So it's kind of nerve-wracking to me, which is why I'm glad I'm not going anywhere. And then I had this that I had gotten out of another magazine, and this is just a junk mail envelope that I had pasted in here, and I punched out a heart of some old book paper and just put that. And then I had a heart of a map there, so it kind of all ties in together. So I don't know if my brain makes sense to anyone else, but I'm trying to explain why I do what I do. And then this is a little booklet that I had made to go in this pocket. And this is just some flowers and a lot of hidden journaling here. And it says, "You must not miss it." That's again from my cutout words from old antique magazines. And then I had two of them, so I cut out the knot. So "You must miss it. You must not miss it." So that was kind of a neat card that I like. And you can't read anything I wrote. And again, I couldn't even tell you what I did right, but I like that. And then also in here I put some puzzle pieces because that is my Thanksgiving tradition. So that is in there. So that's that pocket. And then I had tried to draw a turkey on this page. It turned out terrible. So I covered that up with another thing, and I was like, that needs something else too. But thankfully I found a recipe for Thanksgiving on a bun. So that actually is kind of neat. It's a leftover, you know, like a sandwich you can make with leftovers. It actually sounds pretty tasty without the mayonnaise or Miracle Whip. I do not like mayo. But that's just neat. And then that's it for the end of the journal. And this is again from that calendar page that I had on the front. So there's the front, gratitude, the story. And then on the back I just put another word that had said gratitude. And I had layered a bunch of little strips and stuff on there. Really just love this journal. It's just so fun. There's so many little things in it to look at and that kind of thing. And while I was cutting out a lot of stuff, I really thought like some of these would be great prompts. Like, what do you think would be essential for Thanksgiving? Or where's your favorite Thanksgiving memory place? That kind of thing. So I do have a list over at the blog of Thanksgiving journal prompts if you need some inspiration. And you might find a free printable or two there if you want to make your own. And I really enjoyed making this journal. I have not ever made a Thanksgiving journal. I've never even really reflected on all of the other Thanksgivings I've gone through in life. So it just was really neat to kind of do. So I don't know that I would do one of these all the time, but I'm very glad that I did this one. So that is that. Make sure you head over to the Art Journalist blog to get some Thanksgiving journal goodies and some prompts to inspire you if you want to make one. And of course, if you do make one, I would love to see it in our Facebook group, or you can email it to me anytime. So, all right, have a happy Thanksgiving, and I will see you next week.